Yeah, I think Anjali, what shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir,
Okay,
you can
fine.
start. She will join within 5 minutes.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, so three different perspectives I will talk about in the demo. Okay. I will be preparing one Excel sheet and I will be sharing this sheet with you people with SkillsBiz after the demo. So the first thing is uh, the overall ERP. What is ERP and SAP? Okay. So any one of you have any idea about what is ERP? What is the full form of ERP, first of all? Full form of ERP, anybody you know? Anyone here? You can write also in chat if anybody knows, or you can speak also. Yeah, anyone wants to say what is the full form of ERP? Okay, ERP full form is Enterprise Resource Planning. Okay, Enterprise Resource Planning. So, what do you think this term means? What does it indicate, kind of? Ap- Tentatively, what do you think? Enterprise Resource Planning. Yeah, hello. You people can listen to me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Enterprise Resource Planning. What do you think? Hmm.
Hi, Helena, this side.
Ah,
I just, yes, so for enterprise resource planning, from my perspective, it's mainly there are different resources in any organization and different departments. So it is related to that.
yeah. Okay, good. So different kind of resources. Now, what do we mean by resources? It is like materials, okay, like assets, employees.
Sales,
Okay, so
payable, receivable.
yeah, exactly. So what you do with the materials, you are, procuring materials from vendor, producing finished goods, okay, selling finished goods to customers, okay, then earning profits, losses, okay, then paying salaries to employees, okay, then you are reporting net income, okay. Now in between, what are there? So procuring material from vendor, producing finished goods, selling finished goods for customers. In between also there are certain parts, right? What are those parts? Basically maintaining inventory. Maintaining inventories to meet demands of products or services. Okay. Now, when I am talking about products or services, products you people are able to understand, right? Say, for example, we go to what I will say, pantaloons or shopper stop, right? They will keep all those stocks in their shops. So those are what? Those are basically those are what? Those are displayed to the customer, and those are that inventory in that particular store. Correct. So they are estimating the demand and keeping it. Right, so you will see that during busy season like festive season and all, they will usually, you enter a pantaloons or shopper store, you will see that more variety kind of products they bring, whereas in slightly off season where there are not too many festivals and all, okay, you will find that store also looks a little bit empty. There are lesser number of what I will say, sales girls and sales boys, right? So it all depends upon it all depends upon what upon the previous experiences, previous 4, 5, 6 years experiences, what they see at different times of the year. Now, how do they manipulate their resources in the organization based upon this? That is all part of this enterprise resource planning. Okay? So they will procure more materials. So say for example, you have the October, November, December, mostly festive season. So usually they will start preparing the finished goods in July, August. so that before this festive period, when people go for shopping, they want to see the stores where they have maximum variety of products, and they will offer some attractive discounts and all. So the back end work, actually, the in the front end means in the stores, what we see in the month of, say, towards the end of August and September, say after 15th August till October beginning, that 45 days, most of the people do shoppings for Diwali, Navaratri and all those stuffs, right? But before that, that June, July, August, those are very critical periods where these retail companies, they actually prepare for the festive season. Okay, and so they will procure, they will their plants at that time, their factories and all, they will witness a lot more production. Okay, so this entire integrated planning, this is all part of that ERP, right? So during that time, they will make sure that in their factories, the workers are working overtime in order to meet the demands of the stores, which they will receive in the next 2.5, 3 months, from the month of after 15th August till October. Okay, so I'm just talking from the Indian perspective. In US perspective, like Western countries perspective, they have the Thanksgiving Day, which is this week itself. I think next week itself, right? That's 4th Thursday of November, or it is this week itself, the Thanksgiving Thursday. Yeah, no, the 27th. So this is the next week is a very important week for US companies, US consumers. Lots of people do shopping on this Thanksgiving. Then you have the Christmas in towards December. So these are all peak periods where a lot of shopping happens. So companies need to plan their resources based upon these festive seasons, right? Got it? So people are getting the idea about this enterprise resource planning. Correct? So how much inventories do we need to maintain at different parts of the year? Right? If you are maintaining too much inventories during off period, your business, you will be running, your business will be running into loss, right? Because that inventory maintenance also requires cost. Correct? You have to maintain the inventories in a proper condition. Correct? Right? Wherever you are maintaining, you have to say, for example, some kind of product, they are very sensitive to certain weather conditions and all, right? Okay, so they have to make sure that you maintain the appropriate temperatures. So for that, they have to maintain certain store overhead costs, right? So kharcha zyada ho jayega, so the costing will be more. Correct? So all the companies need to plan for this. Correct? You're getting my point? Clear about this thing, enterprise resource planning?
Yes, a bit. I just wanted to add a few things. So here, resource mainly you refers to the goods, or it's like cost, and what are the main, like what exactly the resource is? The different departments you are referring to, different activities, or
No,
the
resources means resources means. So what are resources? Okay, very good question. Assets. Okay. Finished goods. Okay. People means employees.
Yes.
Okay. Then finances also. Why I am talking about finances? So this is where you people are all interested in learning FICO. Correct. So
Right.
this is where finance comes into picture. So what do I mean by proper resource planning? Within that, how is finance coming into the picture? Obviously, see, when you are a organization, you are running a business in order to make profits, right? So you are making profits. Obviously, you are making profits, but also you have to make sure that you are projecting the profitability of your business, how your customers will be, what kind of products your customers will be buying down the line, right? What kind of demographic changes can come in the pattern consumption, in the purchasing power of the customers. So those things you have to visualize a little bit, and accordingly you have to spend your finances, right? So say, for example, you are a company who is doing business of 30% operating profit margin. Okay, 30% OPM. Now, if you are operating at 30% OPM, like this 30% profit margin, you need to allocate, right, properly. Obviously, you need to first pay your employees bonuses and all for all the hard work they have done. Correct? And then you have to buy some quality assets, like, for example, some machineries. Correct? So that your production pipeline, so that your production happens in the factories at a faster rate. Correct? Up to date technology you have to use for production. So this is where you have to spend your finances in the correct way. Okay, not like you are keeping your finances in a bank fixed deposit. Okay, that is not a proper utilization, right? So even if you are doing some treasury investments, you have to make investments in high growth companies. So every company has treasury operations also. Every company means I'm talking about means SME kind of companies, small and medium size enterprises, at least those, because ERP implementation, particularly SAP implementation, requires a lot of costs. Okay, because SAP is quite a costly software. Okay, they take crores of rupees, right? So SAP, usually very small companies will not implement SAP. Obviously, SAP also has some smaller packages, okay, which is obtained at a lesser cost. Okay, that is also available. Obviously, business one and certain things are there. Those are specially designed for small businesses. But mostly when we are talking about enterprise resource planning, it is for large companies. Okay, and many of these companies will be listed in the stock markets and all also. Okay, so they will have to pay dividends also to their shareholders, and they will be making treasury investments also. Treasury investments mean, what do I mean? They will be also investing in stocks of companies, or in some high growth sectors. Okay, so that can, or in some associated industries. So say for example, we have a very famous company in India which is called ITC, right? You people know this, right? Imperial Tobacco Corporation, right? So this ITC company, they have their own hotels, right? ITC hotels. Okay, so you may be aware, if people who are aware of who keep themselves informed about stock markets and all, and about the mergers and acquisition deals and all. So ITC hotels, ITC has a lot of investment in hotel companies. So they have a lot of investment in Leela hotels. You may be knowing this. So I think they have a 12 or 13% or 15% stake in Leela hotels. So why do they make this kind of investment? Because in future they may think about acquiring a stake in this company. Okay, so slowly and slowly, so these are called strategic investments also. So how you are using your resources, this is very, very important. And then what I am talking about, people, this is also very important, right? People means, so how you are training your people. Okay, you are training your people in multiple skill sets, so that when demand comes in any one factory, in any one technology, or in any one department, if there is a shortage of resources, you can switch your resources from one department to another, provided you spend money in training your employees in different skill sets within your organization, right? So these kind of things also come under resource planning. Okay, so resource means assets, finished goods, people, finances, all these things. Okay, got it? Clear about this? Now all these things need to be integrated. Okay, and what is the backbone behind all of these things? Obviously finance, right? So FICO, financial integration of all of these, financial integration of all of these business processes, right? So this is also possible through ERP, right? So any idea you people have that apart from SAP, what are the other ERPs which are available in the market? Any idea? So what are the competitors of SAP? Obviously, we will be talking mostly about SAP in today's demo.
It's
But
Oracle.
correct. Oracle. Okay, they are the largest competitor. Anything else? PeopleSoft. Okay, PeopleSoft is another one which has very good market share. Okay, and all of these PeopleSoft and Oracles and all, they also have their own strengths and own weaknesses. SAP also has their own strengths and weaknesses. So there are certain modules, where SAP is better, ahead, has more market share. There are certain modules where Oracle is better. Okay, so and nowadays even SAP also is not alone. So SAP has also tied up with various companies like Ariba. Okay, like Fieldglass, Concur. Okay, so SAP has also tied up with these platforms or packages in order to make their overall ERP much more, what I will say, much more customer friendly, user friendly. Okay, so there may be certain, so these Ariba and Fieldglass and Concur, so they have their own specialization. So they are very focused kind of platforms. Okay, these are actually not ERP platforms, Ariba, Fieldglass, Concur. So they are very specific platforms. So some of them may be associated with sourcing, some of them may be associated with contracting and all those kind of stuff. Okay. So they have their own specialization. So SAP, what they have done is, they have done tie-up with these organizations, okay, and they have integrated their SAP package with these packages in order to present to their customer a more sellable product. Okay, so what do I mean by more sellable? So such that they will present to their customer such a kind of solution that their customer will be more willing to buy from them or more willing to implement their package rather than if they had gone standalone. Okay. So say for example, if SAP would have presented its procurement module standalone, then maybe they would have got 60 out of 60% of the market share. Now, if they are tying up with Ariba, they will probably capture 70% of the market share. So that extra 10% is coming because they have tied up with Ariba. So it's something like that. Okay, so SAP also is an organization which is since 1980s and all. So they also have evolved with in the last 8-10 years. They have also evolved a lot. HANA has come. Okay, so they have tied up with various other various other platforms like this, Ariba, Fieldglass, Concur, and various other CRM tools. Okay, so SAP is also evolving a lot. So that's why nowadays SAP has subdivided its core modules into so many other modules. Okay, like once upon a time there used to be only MM. Nowadays you have IM, WM, then EWM. So many things they have come up with. Okay, so this is how SAP is also evolving, and SAP is also dividing its module into more specialized submodules. Okay, and that is why the market is also becoming very much complicated, and the demand of the market is towards companies are looking for very specialized kind of skill sets. Okay, earlier if you know MM, you would have got a job. Now they are asking for IM specialization, WM specialization, EWM consultants. So if you know IM, okay, you will only get 30. So you can only get applying for 33% of the job. Okay, so I'm just giving examples. Okay, so this is how SAP has also evolved. So many sub modules have also come up. Okay, then SAP Ariba. So they will they will publish a job where they require SAP Ariba skill set, SAP Fieldglass skill set. Okay, if somebody has worked in SAP Fieldglass, that company will be more eager to recruit him. Okay, so this is how the SAP ERP application enterprise resource planning application has also evolved with time. Clear? Okay, any questions from this part? So it's all about integrating. Means how do you get the info? How do you get the indication from the ECP system that I am running short on inventory? I have to procure raw materials. I have to increase my production. So that my sale is meeting the demand, so that my inventory level is meeting the demand of the store, right? So all these kind of things that you can see an integrated view from your ERP system. Got it? Which probably is not possible through a software like Tally and all. Okay, which is purely a financing accounting kind of a software. Right? So any kind of any questions from this part?
No, not from my end. Thank you.
Okay. So this is about ERP and SAP. Okay. Now comes our FICO. Okay, so what are the different kind of things that we will be learning in SAP FICO model? Okay. So FICO. Okay. So FI means financial integration, and CO means controlling operations. Okay. So what are the things that we will learn basically? So we will learn that how to create our own company codes. Okay. So how to create our own company codes means, for example, we are running a business. Okay. Or our client, say for example, we are working in a we are working in any company, XYZ company, and we are working for a client, okay, specific ABC client. Okay. Now that client wants to implement SAP FICO. So they don't have SAP in their framework, and they want to migrate their business from their existing software package to SAP ERP implementation. So what we need to do, we have to make sure that whatever their existing business process is there, we understand that properly, and we implement it in SAP. So the first thing is that we have to establish the company code. So there are company, your client is basically a company who is running their business. So we have to we have to create that company in SAP system. So within a company, there can be multiple company codes. So that is how SAP system is designed. Okay, so company codes can be based upon different geographies also. Okay, based upon different business operations also. Okay, for example, Tata. Okay, Tata Group, right? So say Tata Sons. So Tata Sons is having so many companies within it: Tata Motors, Tata Steel, Tata Consultancy Services. Then Tata, what else? Tata Insurance. Okay. Now all of them will be different company codes. Okay. So these will be all different company codes. So the first thing we will learn is how to create company codes. Then we will learn that how to create transactions within the company code, not with their vendors and customers. Okay. Vendors and customers will come later. First we will learn how to create internal transactions of the company. So how to create GL accounts, general ledger accounts. Okay. Posting periods means when we will do posting for a company, means when we are doing a transaction, right? So one particular department of that company is spending the amount, and what particular department of the company is earning some revenue. Okay. So what can be this? Say for example, your marketing department has a certain number of employees. Okay, now the employees that are working in the marketing department, they need to be paid a salary. Correct? Now, who will pay the salary? The HR payroll team. Okay, so the payroll team will be paying the salary to different employees from different departments. Now, do you think that the payroll team team will be paying salary to finance department, marketing department, production department, R&D department, right? R&D department, there must be some kind of R&D going on in a company, whether it is an IT company or a manufacturing company. There must be certain part of the very small portion probably. Okay, depends upon the kind of business that the company is operating in, right? Few industries require more R&D efforts or a more R&D cost. Few industry require lesser R&D cost, right? So there is always a R&D department in any company, right? Production department. Now when the payroll team is paying a salary to all these department employees of the different department, do you think that they pay the finance department people the salary from the budget of this marketing department? The marketing department people who are working in the marketing department, they will be given the salary from the revenue or from the income of the marketing department only, right? It will not happen that production department will earn this kind of income and from that salary the marketing department people are getting employed. If that is the case, then there is a problem in that company. Correct? Okay, except probably R&D, because R&D department also will make some money towards when they are launching a new year in the market, they will be getting certain share of it. Correct? So these are called the internal transactions. Okay, so they will be also, once their finance department is every month they are paying a certain amount of budget to the payroll team, right, to pay the salaries to their employees. Like the payroll team will issue the payments to their bank accounts of the employees. Similar with the marketing department. So finance department account will get debited, payroll team account will get credited. So these are called the internal transactions of the company, right? So for this we require some postings. Posting means what? Plus minus, plus one account A minus account B. So that requires to be executed at a certain date. For that we require to open the posting periods and all those kind of configurations we need to do in the system. Okay, so these are the very important major steps, the initial steps of our SAP configuration. Company code, general ledger accounts, posting periods. Then what do we need to do? We have to do the document postings. Okay, then what we will learn slowly, business partner setup. Business partner means a partner with whom business is being done. Okay, business partner can be of two types. So we will learn two types of business partner, customer and vendor. So we have to do configurations of this. So we have to first create a business partner, then we will set up that business partner as a customer, and then we will do set up the business partner as a vendor. Okay, so all these things we will learn, and then after we set up a business partner as a customer, then what we will do is we will do transactions, invoices, invoice raising to customer, payments from customer. Okay. Then invoice raised by vendor, payments to vendors. Okay, got it? So when customer is buying some products from us, we are raising an invoice to the customer, and customer is making us the payment. Similarly, we buy some raw materials from the vendor, right? So the vendor raises invoice to us, and we make the payment to the vendor. So how do these kind of transactions happen? Okay, these all things we will learn, that how these things work in SAP. Okay, so there are some concepts called document types, number ranges. Okay, so whenever we do these kind of transactions, a document gets generated. Document gets generated. Okay, so in SAP, it's all about document. So document will get generated. So these documents will have different nomenclature. Okay, so customer, vendor. Now, what we will learn is, we will learn payment terms or discounts. Now, discounts can be given to customers. Discounts given to customers and vendors, discounts received from vendors. So how to set up this discount mechanism in the SAP system? This thing we will learn. Okay, then we will learn about down payments. So what do you mean by down payments? Anybody can tell me what do you mean by down payments?
Advance payments.
Yes, right. Correct. So just elaborate a little bit. What do you mean by advance payment?
Yeah, so sometimes advance payment means like we pay the vendor first before we receive the service or goods, and later on when we actually receive the invoice of the service or goods, then we will settle down against the advance. So we
Yes,
paying them in
exactly.
advance before receiving any kind of service or goods.
Exactly. Correct. Okay, so down payments again from both the parties is, so our company can make down payments to customers. Yeah, down payments received from vendors. Okay, and then cash account transactions, bank account.
Sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah,
for vendors, I think we pay them in advance, right? Rather than we receive from them.
down payments. Yeah, the English is wrong. So the
Okay.
English is wrong. Okay, yeah. And cash account transactions, bank account transactions. Now, within bank account transaction, we will learn how to set up bank accounts. Bank account setup. Okay, so when we will try to go for bank account setup, we have to go a little bit into our front end screen. So whatever we will learn in our course, mostly things will be 99% of the things will be in this kind of screens. Okay, this is your SAP system. Okay, so this is how your SAP logon pad looks like. So this is a SAP server. So when I click on it, it asks me for the user ID password. I give a user ID password here and I enter into the system. Okay. Now let me show you a basic things about SAP SAP screen. So this is my SPRO transaction. SPRO. Okay. SPRO. So I will write here this in this sheet. Okay. SPRO. So this is my configuration transaction, and this is not only limited to FICO. We are seeing a demo of FICO today, but SPRO is not a transaction which is only meant for FICO. This is for all modules. If you see in this screen, financial accounting is there, controlling is there. Okay, so financial accounting, controlling, this is our FICO thing. Controlling operations. I wrote FICO full form here, right? Financial integrations and controlling operation. So these are the two things, controlling and financial accounting, and we will have a little bit of enterprise structure and cross application components. So these are the 4 areas where we will do our configurations in our course. Okay, so let me write this.
Do we also cover the integration part with the different modules with FI?
I'm coming to it later. I'm coming to it later. Yeah. So financial controlling, enterprise structure, cross application components, financial accounting. Financial accounting, controlling, cross application components, and so these are the main areas where we will do our configurations of the things that we will learn in the course. Okay. Now, if you see here, there are so many other things: material management, sales and distribution. These are all the areas where different module people will go and configure their requirements. Okay, production. Okay, so this is the master screen of configuration. Okay, so in this screen only you can understand a little bit about the ERP, that what is this ERP. See here, personnel management, time management, payroll. So these are all HR modules. This project system, production planning, production, customer service, plant maintenance and customer service, quality management. This is called QM. This module is also very important. QM module, logistics execution. Okay, so these are all within SAP. So in my first Excel sheet, so these are all the things that will come here. Okay, so here whatever I wrote, na, so those modules will all come in between these. Okay, so those are all associated with these things. Okay, so this is what your ERP is all about. So all the module configurations here people need to do, and if you just open any one of them randomly, you will see how complicated this is. Okay, how so many things are there. You see this, so many things are there. You keep on opening this. Okay, it will keep on see how many sub here can be there, right? So this is how such as that is the reason why SAP has the largest market share among all the ERP packages, because they have built such a robust application overall platform for integration of all these modules. Okay, now coming back to our FICO thing. Okay, so now this is our SAP configuration screen, and then our main screen. So this is called the end user screen. Okay, so that screen is called as the configuration screen. This is called configuration screen. What do we mean by configuration? Basically, configuration is setting up the system so that it gives us the desired output. So say for example, we are establishing a company in SAP system whose purpose is to, sell clothes, sell any product. Say for example, Asian Paints. Okay, Asian Paints is why is Asian Paints renowned in the market? It mainly is into paint business. It provides paint. It sells paint to the retail as well as the commercial sectors, right? Okay. So now what is the business of Asian Paints? Is manufactures paints. Different kind of businesses require different categories of paints, right? So when Asian Paints manufactures, paints. So obviously they may require a ERP kind of a package. Okay, in order to make sure that their paint is produced right as per the quality, and they are maintaining a good operating profit margin, etc. Correct. Now, when I'm doing so basically what I'm trying to come up to is that, so when I'm trying to set up the Asian Paint business in my SAP software, okay, I have to make sure that the transactions that they do with their vendors and customers and within their organization, so those things I can do those business transactions properly in the system. So for that, I need to prepare my system. So all those setups need to be done in this screen. And after doing the setup in this screen, whatever the postings or the actual transactions I will do. Say for example, as a company, Asian Paints is buying oil and other chemicals which are very essential for the manufacturing of paints. So they are having some vendors, okay, from which they procure the raw materials. Okay, so for that I have to do the transactions like I am buying things from the vendor. Correct. So those are the kind of actual transactions which I have to do in this screen. So this is called as the end user screen. Why this is called end user screen? Because this kind of screen people can do if somebody is having an end user training or somebody knows how to post documents in SAP. Okay, they also can work in this screen. Okay, so our purpose is why you people are enrolling for this course is that you want to get a job in the market as a consultant, not as an end user. Okay, obviously there may be situations that you people may be required to first start your SAP career as an end user. Okay, because sometimes maybe the expectation or the number of type of requirements of the industry for 1.5 years, 2 years experience consultant may be slightly variable. Okay, so in that time, if you are very desperate to enter the industry, you may first start off your career with an end user job as well. That also I have seen many people take up end user job also. So end users have to work in this screen. Okay, you want to be expected to work in this screen. So this is your configuration screen. You are not expected to know configurations of these screens if you are getting an end user job. And as an end user, you are expected to create documents here. So these kind of things, FB50. Okay, then these kind of things, FB70. Okay, so these are all called SAP transactions. FB60. These are your very three popular transactions, FB50, FB60, FB70. These are the kind of transactions that you should be extremely well versed if you get a end user job. End user log ये सब काम करता है, and this is where the real business is. And end users, when you are punching transactions in these screens, you will be doing it in the actual server. Actual server means the real-time business server. Okay, obviously if you are going there for the first 2-3 weeks, you will be working closely in association with a senior who will be showing you. So initially from the very first day itself, they may not be giving you the production system access. So I will be coming to this production, development, quality, these terminologies a little bit in the last part of my demo, which is called the SAP landscape. Okay, so this is called as the end user screen. So what this screen is, this is entering vendor invoice. So I have procured raw materials from my vendor. My vendor has raised an invoice to my company. So company code TAST. So TAST is my company code. Okay, this is a company code which I have created for my existing batch. Okay, so many of you will maybe enrolled in some batch with me in the coming days. So for you people, I will be creating a new company code, whoever is in my new batch. Okay, so for every batch I create a company code like this. So company code TAST. So TAST is my company code. TAST is the short form of Tata Steel, say for example. Okay, so I have built a company code called Tata Steel in my system. Okay, so this supplier, see, this supplier is there. So this supplier is what? This supplier belongs to my company code TST. So I have a relationship with this supplier. I buy raw material from this supplier. My supplier is raising an invoice to me. Okay, so this is a transaction where I can document a vendor invoice. And now I will show you how to make payment to a supplier. This is my outgoing payment. So outgoing payment means, so I can create an outgoing payment I can post an outgoing payment to my supplier based upon the invoice. So say for example, my vendor has raised an invoice of 50 lakh. Okay, so I want to do a part payment. Okay, or say my vendor is giving me a discount of 3% if I make a payment within 5 days. So I make the payment of 50 lakhs within 5 days and get a 3% discount, which is how much? 50 lakh. 3% is 1.5 lakh. Okay, so I get a 1.5 lakh discount and I pay 48.5 lakh. Okay, so I get the discount. So all those kind of things we will learn, and this is a transaction which usually end user, people who are working in end user, they will do. Okay, now end user can happen within the company also, or sometimes what they do is the client may outsource this kind of activity also. Okay, and that is where many people it means you may get a job directly for the client company, or you may get a job as a end user in the IT company or something like that. Okay. Okay, so maybe you are working in maybe you are working in IBM. So IBM not only does the configuration, but they have also got the end user contract also from the client. Okay, so the people who are punching the data in the client, they are also from IBM. Okay, so you may get a job in IBM as an end user also. So that is also possible. Because so SAP has two kinds of job. One is consultant job, one is end user job. Obviously, needless to say that consultant jobs have more salary because consultant jobs do these configurations, and for doing this configuration, you require more brain. Okay? Brain means you need to strategize a little bit. You have to attend client workshops and all, because every business is different. Okay, every business will have different strategies. Every business will have different setups. Every different business will have different terms and conditions with their customers and vendors, right? Every business will have different kinds of what I will say geographical bifurcations, right? Say some company will have some company will have different company codes for different parts of India. Eastern part of India, one company code. Another company may have different company codes for different category of customers. Okay, say for example, very large bulk customer, very high value customers, they will create one company code. So different businesses have different business strategies. Okay, acha, bank account setup, then automatic payment mechanism. Okay, and then very important thing, foreign currency transactions. Okay, and then what we will learn now, coming to the question that somebody was asking me, right? So as per the our bandwidth of the course, the way it is designed and all, so the two topics, asset accounting and integration with O2C and P2P. These are the two topics which we will have an overview. Okay, overview means the basic things we will show, and obviously I will be sharing with you some materials and some very good recordings as well. Okay, so those things I will be sharing with you, because these are the two topics which are slightly advanced. Why I am telling advanced? Because the kind of experiences that you people may be showing. Okay, so you will be asked the question starting with this very first thing. Okay, company code, general ledger account, posting period, business partner setup, customer, vendor. This is having so many perspectives. Customer and vendor. This is where most of your questions will come. Okay, this is where most of your questions will come, and I am just writing very broad level things here. Okay, there are so many things within this which we will come up across when we will see the when we will actually dig deep into the SAP system, and we will be seeing the configuration. So you people will be amazed that how many steps we need to do in the SAP system and how lengthy they are in order to achieve these kind of things. Okay, it's so very difficult, and it's so very means full proof kind of. Okay, they have SAP has certain mechanism by groups, roles. Okay, so it's a very robust system with lot of security mechanisms. Okay, okay. So asset accounting and integration with O2C and P2P. So what do we mean by O2C and P2P? O2C is order to cash, and P2P is procure to pay. ठीक है. Okay, order to cash, procure to pay. So these two are very, very big topics. Okay, so this asset accounting itself is like a, you know, 10 to 12 class. If you want to learn all the different kind of aspects of asset accounting, it itself takes around 8 to 10 classes. Okay, integration with O2C and P2P, if you want to learn the full cycle. Okay, say full cycle means I am creating a material. Okay, I am treating that material as a finished good. I am buying some material from the vendor, and I am selling the part of the material to the customer. This entire cycle, if you want to run, this itself takes around 6 to 8 classes. So these two are very advanced topics, okay, and which we usually comes at the end of an interview. So if you are good with all these questions which comes at the end, so then only they will ask these things. Okay, and these things are kind of value added for 1.5 2 years experience. Okay, these are the not the kind of things, integration with O2C, P2P and asset accounting, which usually 1.5 to 2 year experience FICO consultants are not expected to enter organization and work immediately on these two topics, because these are slightly mature topics. Industry also knows it. So usually a little bit of senior people will handle these kind of topics. Okay, asset accounting and all. Okay, so that's why the expectation from 1.5 2 year consultants is not to work directly with this. So these things gradually expected that you will be learning slowly and slowly, but we will be providing you with very high quality videos and all, which are very in depth. So there will be around 5 6 probably on asset accounting, and 3 4 videos probably on integration with O2C and P2P. Means it will be quite big classes, those kind of recordings. Okay, and I will be sharing Excel sheets where almost the entire steps are documented. Okay, the entire steps of those recordings, whatever are shown in the recording, more or less 80 to 90% of those things are documented in that Excel. So I will be sharing with you those Excels also. Okay, so these are the topics. So somebody was asking me about integration and all. So there is a scene with this integration integration thing. Okay, so these are slightly mature topics, and be a little bit careful, because even if you have time, say after the course gets completed, when you have completed practicing all these things, if you see those videos and if you do practice, but be a little bit cautious about mentioning those things in your CVs. Okay, because if you mention too many things about those CVs, the interviewer will slightly get a little bit of false expectation also from you. Okay, and they may start asking you some very, very tough questions which may be difficult for you to handle. So that is the honest from admission from my side. Okay, so keep your CV a little bit measured. Okay, do only showcase those things that you are very, very confident while practicing. So you have to practice 3 to 4 times the entire cycles, like starting from a company code till the foreign currency transactions and all these things. You have to practice so many times, in order to be very, very confident. Okay, so any other questions? See, these are the things which are a very broad level I have mentioned. Okay, so there are a lot of things within this also. Okay, so these are very broad level things that I have mentioned here. Okay, so any questions you have so far? Then I can move to the last, but probably the most important topic, and probably this is something which is extremely important for you to understand from the project perspective when you people will be working in projects. SAP landscape.
Yes, Priyankush, I have few questions before you move
Okay.
to third
Yeah.
worksheet.
Okay.
May I ask?
Yeah, sure.
Do we cover the intercompany transactions as well in this?
Yeah, so intercompany transactions, as I said, will be mostly under this asset accounting thing. Okay, so asset accounting, few basic things we will learn. Maybe in our course, we probably will cover only 1 or 2 classes in asset accounting. So within that, in this intercompany also, I will show you exactly as I said, the document is there and the recordings.
So for like purchase and sales also, like if there are the same company have the like different branches in the different regions, they may do some material movement or maybe purchases kind of invoices to these
Yeah. So those are correct. So those are the kind of things that will be there in that Excel and the recordings that I was telling you, right? So they will be there. Okay. But as I said, if I want to show you asset accounting and integration full cycle, na, in the class, that's what I was telling. That in the class, if we do these two topics in full details, it will take me around 12 to 15 classes just to cover
I
these two
understood
topics.
your point of view.
Got it? Got it. Exactly. So this, but those things you will learn those things. You will learn those things in the Excel is there, the T codes is there, the video recordings will be there. Okay, so how to create different company codes under a same company and how to treat them as affiliated company, non-affiliated companies. Okay, so those kind of things will be there. Okay, those kind of things will be there. So you will be getting a.
Sorry to ask you such questions because actually my expectation from this course is something high because I'm already working on ECC, so I'm familiar with this some basic concepts. So, but I have a career break of 4 years. So now again I want to resume to my SAP career again, and I have professional experience of 8 years.
No, but in which?
Yes, so in accounting, I have experience of 6 years and in SAP 2 years. So in 2 years, I have worked in ECC and now I want to upgrade myself with SAP S4HANA. So that's why I'm asking.
So I will not advise you to showcase more than 2 years experience in SAP FICO. More than 1.5 to 2 years experience, I don't recommend. Obviously, the SkillsBiz HR can help you more with this. Okay, but I will not recommend you to, see, your accounting experience is fine, but SAP is a software, right? So whether you
is
have,
this something
you may be
different that I understood because I just want to
you may be having the theoretical knowledge. You may be having the theoretical knowledge, but if you mention in your CV that I have worked in intercompany transactions, then your interviewer will get a means different kind of
I
expectation from
understand.
you.
I'm just
Got
asking,
it?
like, my expectation from this course is this: I want to learn those areas. I also want to learn the APP, automatic payment program, how we can interface with the third party.
F110
from the
and all. Correct.
yes, from
Yeah.
the how we can integrate SAP with the banking system. Do we cover the DMME tree? So those areas I just want to understand
Diametries, yes, correct. Diametries will be there. Diametries means we will learn about MT940 bank statement. ठीक है, so MT940 bank statement, how do we upload in Feban transactions? Those things we will learn. ठीक है, so we will set up our bank account. So within this bank account setup, we have our bank incoming, bank outgoing, and those steps, right? So those things will be covered. ठीक है, and F110, as you said, automatic payment mechanism, those thing will be covered. That thing will be covered. ठीक है, okay.
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 So for the
for this asset accounting and integration with O2C and P2P, if you want, then it will you probably talk to SkillsBiz HR once if you want to cover means if you want to see these things in details. Okay. You probably may after completing the basic FICO course, right? After completing the FICO course, you may I am not sure, you need to talk with them and whether they have any part 2 of this course or anything. But the materials that I will be providing you, if you practice diligently based upon those, right, you will be able to understand most of the things. And obviously if you have some questions, I guess you can always ask me. Okay. So those channel of communications will be there. Okay. So my point of my advice to you will be ki don't learn too many things yourself and then think about applying, because however much you learn in a training server, okay, if you go and showcase a CV of 4-5 years experience in FICO, you will struggle to crack the interview. Okay, that's my very honest Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you, but I am already actually working in one of the organization and where I have to work upon those areas. That's why my intention
Acha,
was to ask you.
unfortunately I have a batch from 8:30.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I will just quickly go through
Okay,
SAP
I will
landscape.
connect with the HR for this.
Okay, so I think you need to have a means what I will say balanced expectation of how much experience you want to showcase. And in a training server, if you are practicing, you need to understand certain limitations of a training server also, right? So however much you practice in a training server, if you showcase too many things in your CV, it is going to cause a problem for you. Okay, so I will tell you to just tone down your expectation a little bit because you are learning SAP FICO, correct? Okay, so just
Okay,
you may
okay.
be having domain experience now. Okay, but domain experience and software experience is a little bit different. So if you are mentioning those intercompany terminologies in your domain experience, that is fine. But if you are telling that I have done intercompany asset
Actually,
transfers
I
in
have already worked on the rollout projects and I have handled one project end to end. So now I want to
in which
learn
module? In
again
which
few
module
stuff.
have you learned? In which
FICO
module?
only. Only FICO I have not explored much. So I want to learn the COPA as well. So I just asking whether I can cover the COPA or not.
No, COPA is not there within this.
Okay, okay.
COPA is not there. Okay. See, within a
So do we
within
do migration activities or something that is also something different, right?
migration activities means LSMW.
Like some company working on some legacy, like suppose Tally, and now they want to move to SAP. So do we also involve the integration, like migration from legacy system to SAP?
No, but why do you require to learn those things, right? Those things will be taken care of by technical consultants only. They will have their iDocs and all, right? They will do those.
Okay,
Correct. Okay.
okay.
They will do those. Okay. Now let me quickly focus this SAP landscape thing. Okay, so SAP landscape. So we are having this development server, quality server. Again, sometimes we will have pre-production server and then production server. Okay, now development server is one where we will do our configurations, programs. Programs will be written by technical consultants, obviously not us, technical consultants. Okay, development configuration server. Okay, so now whatever we do to configuration functional consultants and whatever the programs are written by technical consultant together get tested. Okay, so without writing the program, not every purpose of the business can be achieved because SAP is having a standard software package. Now different businesses have different requirements. For that we need to customize our SAP software for our clients or solution, not software. The correct terminology is solution. The solution that we are providing to the customer that needs to be modified according to the business of that particular customer. So for that we require help of technical consultants to write custom programs or to make enhancements to the existing SAP program. Now these things to be tested together. Okay, in order to arrive know whether the client business requirement is getting fulfilled or not by your SAP solution. Now we will do the testing. That is fine. Okay, in the development server. But the data which is there in the development server is not of the highest quality. Okay, it is a little bit scrap kind of a data. Okay, the quality of the data I will say probably is 60-70%. Okay, but there may be certain data in the quality server which is of high quality. High quality means what I am telling, more real time. So what do I mean by more real time? So real time data is in this server, production server. So this is where your actual business is done. Actual business of the company or your client is carried out. Okay? Your real time actual business of the company or your client is carried out in this particular server. Okay? Pre-production server, this is not present in each and every SAP landscape. Sometimes very big clients who have very complicated landscape, and they have a lot of vendors, customers, they sometimes have this pre-production in between quality and production. Okay, but many small companies, SME kind of companies, they will usually try to avoid, because the more number of servers you maintain, it will incur more cost for you. Okay, you have to pay SAP annual maintenance fees, and your maintenance cost for making sure that this server is running properly, it will also increase. So your cost will basically increase, software cost. Okay, so sometimes many companies will not keep this pre-production server. So what is this quality server? What usually happens is they will take a backup of this production server every 6 to 7 months. Okay, and they will put that in this quality server. So every 6 to 7 months, a part of the production server data gets backed up into this quality server. So then what happens is your quality server has more, means the data of the quality server is much more higher quality than your development server. So development server, the data is created by consultants for testing. Okay, quality server, the data is backed up from production server. Okay, therefore data quality and quantity is more real, like production server. Okay, so why the quantity is important? Quality is important. Why? Because say if you are, as a consultant, you are creating some data in the system which actually is not the way that this particular client is maintaining in their production server. Okay, so if you are maintaining kind of trial and error kind of a data, and you see that your configuration and your programs are working successfully in development server, okay, so you think that okay, it is working fine, so it will work in the production also. Is it a fair expectation? No, the answer is no, because the data which you are created, it may not adhere to the actual data which is there in the production server. Okay, but the quality, when you release this, when you move this program and configuration to the quality server, then you see that the program is giving error or your configuration is causing issue. Okay, why? Because here the data is much more real time. Okay, and same with pre-production server also. So here also it is the same thing. And where you have pre-production server, then the data is of even higher quality. Data is higher quality and quantity than quality server. Okay, when present means when pre-production server is there in the system. Okay, not every landscape will have pre-production server, but if there is one, then you be rest assured that it has a higher quality of data and higher quantity of data than your quality server. And production server is obviously, this is real-time data, so very few people will have access to this, because this will have client confidential information. Okay, who is your vendor, who is your customer? Means, say for example, you are working in Accenture and your client is Caterpillar. Okay, you are working in a project for Caterpillar. Now Caterpillar will have a lot of vendors and lot of customers. Now Caterpillar as a your client, they will not allow you to see their vendor specific information and customer specific information, right? Their client confidential information. Okay, correct. So very few people will have authorization for viewing. So production server authorization will be extremely restricted. Authorization restricted. ठीक है जी? ठीक है, here the authorization will be very restricted. Okay, here the authorization less restricted, and here the authorization will be authorization pretty flexible. Okay, so you will have a lot of authorization here. So you can create customers, you can create vendors, no problem. And we will be doing our work in these servers. Okay, so coming back to your Masumi, your hello.
Yes.
Yeah, so coming back to your question, so this is also another very important part, right? So if we will be working only on this server in our entire training program. Okay, and even after my training is completed, we will only be practicing in this server. So we will never be testing in quality, pre-production or production. Okay, so you can understand, we will always be creating our own data. Okay, we will be only always creating our own customer, vendor, own GL accounts, own business partners, and we will be doing everything based upon that. Now, is it the real time thing? Absolutely not. So when you will be working in a company like IBM and Accenture, you have to do the testings in quality server, and you will obviously face different kinds of issues, which you will not be able to visualize by working in a training server, right? So that is the kind of limitations that we have in a training server. Okay, got it? And also, this development server configuration client server which I'm talking about. This is all kind of a client landscape. That means, say for you are working in Accenture, you are working for a client Caterpillar. So these are all part of your Caterpillar project landscape, and we will be working here for a end-to-end training server landscape. So here the data will be even much more what I will say, much more random. Okay, random is the word, and you may even face some. This is a very common, means wherever in the India, wherever you do any SAP training, there are some common issues that you will be facing. One is that many people will be practicing in the same server, so there will be a lot of configuration kind of issues, which you will face day-to-day problems. So these are the things that you have to take, but ultimately your goal is to learn strengthen your base make your base very strong, so that outside after the class also you may be able to learn many things on your own also by exploring internets and all. Because in internet you will find a lot of FICO document materials and all, but in order to start configuring and practicing those things, you need to know a few basic things. And I am sure that if you do this kind of course from me, from a teacher like me, now then at least I will be able to make sure that your base is very strong. Okay, once your base is very strong, you can always dig deep, and you can do much more exploration. Got it?
Do we
Okay.
cover the Fiori apps, everything in this course?
No, Fiori apps is only comes into the picture when we will create this bank account transaction. So this bank account setup, this will require Fiori app. This is where we will have to. So within the SAP screen only, the SAP. So this is my SAP backend. Okay, so this is my SAP backend. Okay, so from here, when I click on something like this, so here it remains in the SAP backend only. But when I create bank account, it opens a web page, and in the web page I have to log in like I am logging in some Gmail or some account. Okay, so say for example, okay, so that is called Fiori. So Fiori, the entire thing is login ID, password will look like a web page. Okay, and you can open it from your mobile. You can open it from your mobile Google Chrome also. Okay, so that is the flexibility of Fiori, obviously.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, hi, sir. So I hope, Helena, your all doubts are clear now.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, no issue. Any other doubts you have?
No, I guess we are done.
Okay, no issue. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Helena. Okay, actually, yeah, sir, Dhirendra and other students are waiting for your class. Okay. So,
I was telling
okay,
actually that
okay.
okay, fine, bye. Yeah. Okay, thanks,
Okay.
Masumi.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
thanks,
you.
Masumi.
Helena,
Okay.
I will connect you, okay, within 10 to 15 minutes, okay? I'm on the way. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.